What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. We are down here. It's Friday. Oh my God, it's Friday, y'all. Are y'all excited? What do y'all have planned for the weekend? Oh my God. Is it Friday? I'm over here hollering and screaming. I don't know if it's Friday, child. I think it is. Come on, you going in the park? I'm going in the park too. Hurry up and turn, hit this corner, man. So you guys go ahead and like and subscribe and comment and hit the bell notification twice. Child, I'm down here to talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Another good episode. Really good episode. I watched some of Fallon's interview. I think like kind of the middle of it. I was like in the middle. Honey, that was the most boring shit I've ever seen in my entire life. I was like, who is this lady? First of all, who is Fallon Guabadia? And who is Simon Guabadia? And who the fuck is Portia Williams? I'm just like, who are these people pulling stunts and shows? I'm so tired of this shit. I'm so tired of them playing in my face. Honey, you know, Fallon was giving you, I've been in this relationship with this man and I'm going to give you the bigger woman. Girl, that shit is played out and tied and through. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Anyways, so it was boring as hell, and that's my recap of it. It was a waste of time. But I was laughing the whole time. I was like, ooh, y'all pulling stunts, huh? Y'all got the girls out here waiting, thinking you was going to really talk some stuff. You was going to say something. I don't know what she's talking about, but bitch, when I tell you, when that bitch said, when Fallon said, my knight in shining armor is still out there. Girl, what the fuck? Shut up! Girl, shut the fuck up. Bitch, I was in here dying. I was screaming. I was like, y'all some goddamn stunt queens if I have ever seen a girl. Bye. Anyway, so that was about it. Okay, so let's talk about Beverly Hills Housewives. I took a lot of notes. I ended up falling asleep on it last night when I was watching it the second time, so I had to watch the end again. Okay, so the next morning, well, this is what I was saying. The first thing I said, because it started off where it left off, where Sutton was dropping off Crystal's jacket, and her coat, I think it was her coat. Was it her coat and something else? It looked like she had two things. Maybe it was a scarf. I said, why did she just go in there? And that is an indication. See, I have a thing. I think that, I don't know if it comes from the genetic coding of colonization, that white people really don't have a sense of boundaries, and they feel like they can just violate people's boundaries and go into doors and knock real lightly, not wait for anybody to come in. Because at the end of the episode, when she went back into Crystal's room, she knocked, and then Crystal said, come in. Girl, if you didn't hear nobody say come in, leave it alone. Maybe take it back down. I'm not going into nobody's room without them saying, come in. Like, I was like, why did she go in there? No boundaries. So it's just another glimpse into this. I don't know. Anyways, the next morning, they were talking about Kyle and Sutton and Kathy being up the latest. And, you know, sitting around or whatever, and how they were talking and laughing and things like that. Then Erica comes down and she tells Crystal, you know, girl, you know, are you okay? Because I felt like what happened to you was not warranted. And she was like, oh, thank you for that and this and that. And then Garcelle goes, well, you know, Sutton has a lot going on. You know, Garcelle and Sutton are kind of forging a relationship. You know what? I have to say, Garcelle, the way that we'll come down to Garcelle. I'll get to Garcelle. I got something to say about Garcelle, because I like Garcelle. I was like, Garcelle is a stand-up bitch. I'm here for her. Okay. Anyway, she goes, you know, Sutton has a lot going on, and you know she's moving out of her house or whatever. And then they were like, but it's no excuse to take out that stuff on other people. And then Garcelle was like, no, you're right. She's like, I don't care where you're moving to. I don't give a damn what's going on. You don't get to treat people like that. And like I said, I don't know, I think it was the other episode of the other Housewives, and I was like, what did I say? Like, it's never the thing. Like, however somebody's acting, and you're like, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting like that? It's never what's happening between you and that person. It's what's going on with that person, and it's really almost always never about you. Right? I'm serious. And it's never what's going on. Okay? And so maybe it is the house. Okay, she has a right to feel that way about a house, but you don't get to treat other people like that. You can feel like that, but why do I have to be at the brunt of that because you're going through something? Absolutely not. So there's no excuse, and I agree. Even Lisa said, emotions take over. Something else might be going on with her, because it's never the thing. It's never the thing, and something might be going on. Lisa Rinna's glasses, they were these black frames with this kind of shaded lens. Perfection. She had them on at the end, had them on at the beginning. Lisa, I love those. I was like, what kind of frames are those? If y'all know what kind of frames are those, please let me know, because yes, them frames was fly as hell. I said, come on, Lisa Rinna. So she was like, come do yoga with me, girls. And they were like, absolutely not. We are not doing yoga. And so they're sitting down eating. And once again, Erica makes a statement how much she likes to eat. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's no food over there in her house or what's happening. But Erica is getting her grub on and she's letting everybody know, I love to eat. I love food. I love to eat. So Lisa, she says, I'm going to go see about Sutton. And Erica and who was it? Who was sitting right there? It was Erica and somebody. Oh, Kyle. She was like, good luck, honey. Go. Okay. Oh, let me get my tea, y'all, because I made my tea and I want it this morning. Sometimes I'll be sitting here running my mouth and I don't get to drink. I don't get to drink my tea, and it's so good and it's so tasty and it's so warm. And my taste buds are like, bow, bow. It's so excited. Don't you love, oh my God, so good. Don't you love when you make your tea or your coffee or whatever drink you make in the morning and you get the formula perfect and everything just tastes good and you can just taste, and you can just taste everything. I love it. Lisa went to go see Sutton. And Sutton, she was like, she may not come out, and Erica was like, girl, that's okay. If she don't come out, she don't come out, whatever. So she goes and knocks on the door. Baby, Sutton is standing there with her damn rolling thing on her face. Talking about, I said, Sutton, that's why Sutton is a mess. Sutton is a mess. When I tell you Sutton is a fucking mess, she is a mess because it's just, I don't know. Let me just talk about the episode. She's a fucking mess. So she's sitting there with the thing and she's talking about, she was upset and she uses the roller when she wants to cry, and she's so, I'm so sick of crying, I'm so tired of crying. And then Kyle comes in and Kyle was like, girl, you were really being too sensitive, you was being crazy, you were acting irrational. Well, great, I'm just gonna add that to my list. Irrational, whatever. She started naming all these things because they calling her names, and I feel bad for her, but it's like, girl, what is going on? Because nobody is doing anything to you and you over here crying and fussing because you really took a practical joke and flipped it on its head and then sucked everything out of the joke, and everybody had to focus on you because you weren't in on the joke. And it's like, oh God, girl. And then, were you drunk? Is that why you took offense to not being in on the joke? I was laughing because I wasn't in on the joke. Honey, they fooled me because I was live tweeting at the time and I was excited, like, yes, they're drinking and this and that. And then I was like, these bitches played a joke on me and I fell for it. So girl, you acting like this and nobody has done nothing to you. Absolutely nothing. That's why everybody's looking at you like, girl, why are you acting like this? Spit it out. Anyways, he was rolling that thing and she was like, I just, girl, relax. It's like, it's so, how do you say it? What is it? It's, I can't think of the word. And what she's doing is just too much. It's too much, Sutton. It's just too much. Sutton, I like Sutton because she is, it's funny. I'm not laughing with her. I'm actually laughing at her. And I shouldn't say that because it's funny. Like, it's ridiculous. She's absolutely ridiculous. That's what it is. And Crystal called her that too. You are a ridiculous human being. Girl, what are you doing right now? Why are you rolling that thing on your face? Why are you crying? Why are you mad because you weren't in on the joke? I'm spending too much time on you. Anyways, so Garcelle and Crystal go have lattes. And she's like, how do you feel? And she's like, you know, Sutton got set off, and we were talking about, how you and Kyle made up, and race came in to it. And she's like, I'm not talking about racial stereotypes. And it's almost as if, and it's weird, and I don't know what it is, and I don't know why white people do this when it's time to talk about race. It's like, okay, if time to talk about race, I'm going to light the entire room on fire so we can run out and not talk about race, because that makes me uncomfortable. And it's like, I want white people to really reconcile with what their ancestors did and how they benefit from this system. And it's like no one, you don't want to take responsibility, but we didn't do that. But it's not like it didn't stop. It continues to go on, and you see it in every aspect of our society. And the mere fact that you don't want to have a conversation about it, to the point where you have to create some conflict so that it can go away from whatever it is that we're talking about and now focus on you. Why? Because I'm a Southern white girl? Yes. Yes, girl. That's why. Right? You don't want to be known as, oh, you might be racist because you the Southern white girl. And the black lady walking down the street minding her own goddamn business, she don't want to be talked to by the cops for nothing. Because she's being talked to, or he is being talked to, because of their race. Why? Because I'm a black woman? Yes. Yes, okay? Okay? So you cannot act like, oh, I don't see color, so I don't need to talk about race. Y'all be sounding so goddamn stupid. Y'all be sounding so damn stupid. You don't see color, but your ass stop at a red light. So you see color. When you say you don't see color, I put it like this. Like, we can do the Jane Elliott test. Sutton, would you like to trade places with Garcelle? Okay, you see color, bitch. The fuck? Kyle tells Sutton, you need to apologize to Crystal. She was like, I'm not. And she was like, I'm trying to help you out, girl. And I don't know if Kyle was like, girl, just apologize to the girl and we can get it over with. Sutton, I don't know. Anyways, they're out on the boat. It was a nice boat ride. And Garcelle's trying to make small talk with Erica. And she was like, you talked to Tom? Yeah, he's at the firm. And he's at work? Yeah, girl, that's his life. And he does this. And then she was like, and then Garcelle was like, it just probably keeps everything going. Girl, what are you talking about? What are y'all talking about? What keeps everything going? See, that's what they do. What? Men just stay working and working and working. Garcelle and Erica, that, I don't even know. Y'all could have left that on the floor. I was like, what are they talking about? Trying to make small talk. Y'all sound stupid. So everybody's sitting on the boat, and Sutton is over there. She's minding her business. She has her leg crossed like a rich white woman, and she's just enjoying the view and whatever. And then, I don't know why Dorit, shut your ass up, because Sutton, how Sutton looks like she wants to cry. How can you tell? She has on sunglasses. How can you tell? Y'all starting some shit. Leave that crazy ass lady alone. Leave that lady alone. So they like, Sutton, I guess Erica's like, I'm going to take it. I'll take it. Erica, what's going on, honey? All aggressive and shit. Girl, back up. She was like, what are you talking about? Should I just be laid on top of y'all while y'all sit over there? I'm just being quiet. I'm enjoying myself. Like, girl, y'all want to start some shit with Sutton because y'all love it when Sutton gets irrational and acts like a crazy, batty, kooky lady. Old rich white lady. That's what she gives you. It's like, girl, what are you doing? It's funny to me. It's funny. So Crystal, they move onto the side of the boat. Yeah, they move onto the side of the boat. Crystal and Sutton, girl. It was a mess. So she was like, okay, I just want to talk. Sutton takes that thing out, child. She starts doing it. It's not long enough for me to roll it. But she going like this with her thing. She doing this. And Crystal is looking at her like, this bitch is crazy. That's the part that's funny, is watching how they're reacting to her antics. And she really be dead ass. It's funny to me, y'all. It is funny to me because it's just like the typical, the embodiment of rich white woman. I don't want to talk about race. I want to barge in your room. I want you to apologize to me for not including me in on the joke. It's just all of these crazy ass things, and really she feels entitled to them. That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. It's the entitlement. It's like, girl, Sutton, girl, it's so funny to me. It's really funny to me. Being called ridiculous didn't make me feel great. Okay. I know that you're kind of being abrupt or sarcastic. And she was like, I'm not being sarcastic. Crystal was like, okay. Sutton wanted that girl to apologize to her. Crystal is my girl. I said, Crystal, don't you apologize to that lady. Just sit right there because you didn't do nothing wrong. You didn't do shit wrong. And this lady has flipped out, bugged out, is doing her little crystal roller on her face. Girl, it's a mess. Don't apologize. And so Crystal was like, okay. She was like, and you're laughing at her. I'm upset. She was like, I'm not laughing at you. Girl, I am. She was like, I was really trying to involve you. Well, you kicked me. Sutton, you cannot tell me in your life that you haven't been in on a joke and hit somebody. Like, shut up. You can't tell me. I don't think anybody has ever, even if it's just the eye contact, you look at somebody, you're like, don't say nothing. You could tell. The kick is the same thing. Like, girl, shut up. Everybody knows that I'm going to slap you. But you had to respond to the kick. It was so weird. It's like she's trying to... You don't know that cue? Like, be quiet. No one has ever tried to get you to be quiet or nothing. That's probably what's wrong with you. Nobody has ever tried to get you to shut your ass up. But anyway, it's a mess. And she was like, well, you just showed me that you were untrustworthy. I don't trust the way that you respond to things. It's too much. And it is too much. But see, I'm watching it for entertainment. I would probably be really annoyed with Sutton on that boat. Like, girl, relax. At the house. Like, girl. And then coming into the girl's room without knocking. You knocked, but you didn't wait for her to say, come in. She says, I'm not a doctor or anything, but it just feels manic. And you're unreasonably emotional. And she's like, and I'm sure that's not the first time somebody has called her crazy. It's like the crazy, kooky, rich white woman. It's funny. It's funny, but other people are not experiencing her. Crystal is not having a great experience with Sutton. And she was like, the other women were really more welcoming to me. And, she was like, well, you don't know me. She was like, girl, I hate when people say that. Let me tell you what I know of you, I don't like. So if it's more of this, or are you going to switch and do something totally different? Because I haven't seen it yet. So what are you talking about? You don't know me. I'm going off of what I have gathered from how you perform in these different situations. So if you want me to know someone different, start doing something else. Because what you're doing and what I know from it, I don't like it. So if you want somebody to have a different impression of you, bitch, do a different performance, because this performance ain't hitting on nothing. So she's not here for it. I'm shy and it's difficult to get to know me. Are you shy? Try. It takes a little while to warm up to people. Sutton was like, and I was going to leave the next day. She was like, girl, you was about to leave. Then she starts doing this. And then Crystal is looking at her like, what? When do the cameras come out, bitch? Like, because this bitch is out of control. It's hilarious to me. I'm just a little emotional about selling my house, and then Sutton breaks down because it's never the thing. She breaks down. She pulls herself together, and nobody is taking away that Sutton cannot be, you can be emotional. You can have the breakdown. You can realize that the happy home is over with and this and that. You can realize that. So she breaks down and she cries, and Crystal's looking at her like, and so she was like, okay, I'm happy to move forward. Let's move on. Maybe it's not, and it's funny because she's awkward. That's another part. I don't know if it's eccentric. It's not eccentric. It's just, I don't know what it is. I don't know what other adjectives we can use to describe Miss Sutton, because it's a host of things, and it's just like, it's just funny to me. It's funny. She was like, maybe Tahoe is not our place, and she was like, I like your coat. She's trying to give her compliments and stuff. She's trying to be cool with Crystal, and it's hilarious. It was funny. Did you hear when Garcelle was like, Dorit? She was like, if you are calling me Dorit, I'm not coming. What the fuck did Erica have on? Leah had on something similar. You white girls who want to be down with the, come on, with the layered things, that's fuck from the 90s. I don't know what y'all doing. Acting like y'all sagging and then showing your clothes underneath. Come on, what are y'all doing? Okay, we did that like in the 90s, like literally in the 90s we was doing that, like showing what was underneath our clothes and letting our pants hang down just a little bit more and showing our like boxers and our sleep. Remember Esprit had that line of sleepwear, Esprit, called Sleep. Baby, I used to have my sleep my boxers on under my big ass dickies and stuff like that. Come on. What are y'all doing? I was like, this ugly. About the nose job. They were talking about a nose job. They said Dorit didn't have a nose job. Dorit said she ain't never had no nose job. And they showed a picture. Y'all shady as fuck. They showed a before and after picture. But y'all showed like, it looked like she was in, like, junior high school with baby fat still on her face. Like, what? Show a picture from, like, 3 years ago. Like, what are you talking about? So Dorit got a nose job, they said, whatever. Dorit was like, I ain't got no nose job. Okay, Dorit, whatever, girl. Crystal isn't coming down to dinner. Sutton apologizes to everybody. And she was like, I'm feeling a little strange. I'm not being myself. Moving out of the house took a toll on me. And I'm also triggered when I'm left out. Understandably, everybody has their triggers, and that's one of the things, is like why you gotta kind of have to extend grace to people, because people have their triggers. However, you should get to a place where when you're triggered, you have the tools that you can regulate yourself and not take it out on somebody else. And that's just what it is. And at 50 years old, Sutton, we need for you to get the tools that you're not taking out your triggers on someone else. All of us have our triggers, or whatever it is, but you just have to learn, and we all have to learn not to take those things out on other people, because they don't have anything to do with the trigger. And if you're still feeling triggered about being left out, then you need to work on it. Like, you need to work on it and get down deep and figure out where that wound started, so that you can treat the wound and heal it. So the next time it comes up, you're not triggered by it, right? You respond to it differently. The next time you're left out, you're not going to freak out and have your little crystal roller ball on your face. That's too much just for being left out. So we need to figure out some healthier ways that you can regulate yourself and regulate your emotions. Okay? Thank you for having this, Lisa. I wasn't really prepared. I don't know what was going on with Sutton. Well, the house, she explained it. I'm so grateful, Lisa says. Being around women has helped me learn about myself, and, and it's so amazing, and, it's not always so great. And then Garcelle goes, I agree. Garcelle, bitch. Everybody looked at Garcelle like, girl, shut up. Garcelle's like, bitch, I'm gonna let Lisa have it for as long as I could. And then she goes, it's been a rough past year. And so she shares this story about Harry, who doesn't support a friend who sexually assaulted a woman. And they're like, girl, that don't have nothing. Garcelle was like, don't ever tell that story again, girl. That don't have shit to do with how you treated Denise. But what she was trying to say, and I guess she could have just left that story out, because you could have said, I just couldn't blindly support her because I know things and that you guys don't know, and I'm not going to ever say it because I still, it's in the vault that she told me in confidence, but I just can't support her and blindly support her when I know what I know. You could have said that without that raggedy ass story at a dinner table, girl. I was like, girl, and I talk about triggering people, girl. So she said, I just couldn't blindly believe Denise. And Garcelle said, don't share that story again. Don't share it. Anyway, so she was like, I have some things about Denise, and I'm going to keep in the vault and take it to the grave. And Garcelle was like, so nobody at this table knows? And she was like, nope. She was like, do you know? She asked Erica. She trying to figure out, Lisa, are you spilling Denise's shit? right? Like, you didn't want to support her, okay, fine, but are you around here gossiping about her? Because then I might have a bigger problem. You see, Garcelle was like, do you know the story? And she was like, no, I don't. She was like, okay. She was like, I protected her and I took some bullets. And then she was like, so why did you get involved? She was like, you just really became a leader in this mess. Like, she was like, well, I was trying to hold her accountable. That's not your job. No. She didn't say accountable. She said I was trying to push her to be vulnerable and transparent. If the person doesn't trust you, you cannot push them to do that. And in that, you became the leader of, this thing surrounding Denise, which is not loyal at all, which you should have just shut your damn mouth and stayed quiet. That's what you should have done. Shout out to Garcelle. Like I said, I was going to say something about her earlier. Let me tell you something. The testament of a true friend is how they speak about you when you're not there. Garcelle is loyal to Denise. I said that's a good friend. Denise is not even there, and she's still kind of sticking up for her. And I'm here for that. Shout out to Garcelle for that. And, everybody talks about their friend groups and what's going on in their friend groups. It's the way that you talk. If it's out of concern, it's fun. But if you gossiping, sharing shit that she told you in confidence, that's not cool. And so Garcelle was really trying to figure out, in addition to trying to get her to be transparent and vulnerable, were you spilling her tea? But Lisa said she wasn't, so whatever. So they go swimming. Lisa is trying to force people to come swimming. That's when Garcelle sees, girl, this is what I'm talking about. Just stop. This is the opportune time for you to just stop. So stop it. She was like, I get it. Okay. So they do their little synchronized swimming. Give a shout out. What's the lady name? Esther Williams. A synchronized swimming lady. I don't know nothing, but synchronized swimming looks, I used to be so fascinated when they would do like an aerial shot of the pool and they would make these formations and flowers. Shout out to all the synchronized swimmers, because that shit ain't easy. It's not. And you got to be in formation with the other thing, and you got to look good, and y'all don't even know what it looked like. You just doing the formations in the water, and you don't even really know what it looks like until you see it. Shout out to y'all. So Crystal comes out. Erica's like, girl, where you been? So when Crystal's talking to Kyle, she was like telling her the story about Sutton came in, and when she came in, she like dropped to the floor, and to me, I felt bad when she said that. I was like, she dropped to the floor? Did she not? I mean, like, why did she? What has happened? To me, I felt bad because I was like, what has happened to her to where she says she dropped to the floor to cover herself? I don't know. And that really made me feel bad when she said that. And then Kyle was like, well, why you didn't say nothing? You didn't say nothing on the boat or anything? She's like, no, because I didn't, first of all, probably took her some time to process it. Like, no, this bitch didn't come in here when I was naked and stuff like that. Just coming in my fucking room, violating my boundaries or whatever. It might have took her a second to process. So that's why she didn't want to come to dinner, because she said she didn't want to trigger Sutton. And Kyle was like, well, she had a good time. She was on her best behavior. She's like, yeah, probably because I wasn't there. Well, we don't know. And then like they showed Sutton going in her room. She's like, I don't know what's going on in here. And I guess Sutton, she later explains, well, it was awkward for her too. Naturally, yeah, you seeing somebody, first of all, you got an issue with, and you got an issue with them, so you shouldn't have never walked into their room without you hearing a cue to come in. That's one. Then you walk in the room, she's naked, she drops to the floor, and then you make another awkward ass comment. Girl, it's a mess. So she was like, I just didn't want to ruin the night or whatever. So Sutton comes into Crystal's room the next morning, and she was like, I should have been nicer to you. She apologizes. And then what's her name says, I felt the other night when you came into the room, I felt like my boundaries were crossed. I felt like my space was violated. I also felt like it was creepy and weird. And it was. The way that she described it, it just felt like it was awkward, and Sutton is already awkward. And so Sutton is trying to kiss her ass and was like, you want me to help you with your luggage? She's trying to be nice to the girl. She's like, I'm going to send you some flowers and this and that. So they give each other a hug. And hopefully, I didn't see what the next episode was going to bring, but hopefully they can start getting along, or I don't know. But Sutton is a kiki to me. I'm sorry. Erica announces that she's getting a divorce. So we already know what's going on with Erica and stuff like that. So anyways, y'all, take care of each other. That was it. That was funny to me. What y'all think of the episode? What do you wait? Do you see what I'm talking about when I say Sutton is like the crazy kooky white lady? Like like she's giving you all the tropes. She's giving you all this stereotypes. She's giving you all of that. Like you're doing all of that. That's what I feel like. And she really be that the part is, and that's why I be like, y'all are crazy a little bit, because it's the entitlement. It's like, and then it's like, it's an entitlement, and then you're like, where do you get that from? You really feel that way. You really feel like you can get mad that you weren't included on the joke and then ask somebody to apologize to you. It's the delusion for me. It is the delusion for me. Anyways, y'all, take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. And then I'm going to come back later and talk about some other things. Probably from the house, though. I don't know. I will talk about some trending topics. I'll put a post up in the community page and see what y'all want to talk about. All right. Y'all want to, I'm not going to mention it here because I don't want anybody to comment, and then all the comments will be about that, and then you'll leave your comment on here and not leave it on the subject, the video. So I'm not going to say it. All right. Anyways, take care of each other. Have a good weekend. Peace.